Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton. I am president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring, also known as the Inventor Lady. I have been working with inventors for almost 15 years now. So we're going to talk a little bit about tonight because I'm getting a lot of emails, a lot of LinkedIn and Facebook connections, and that's all great. But I am also getting a ton of inventor mythology. All right. So let's go over this just a little bit. It's when I get somebody that says, this has never been done before, that is my first red flag, because almost everything in some way has been done. And that's a good thing. Okay. When you have got a better widget, it's easier to get to the marketplace. When you've got something that truly is new and novel, it's hard. It is hard, and it costs you a ton of money to teach someone that you have solved a problem they didn't even know they had. All right. So, when somebody says this has never been done before, that's usually just kind of the first part of mythology. All right. Next part of mythology. People are dying to give you money. No, they're not. Okay. They're just not. When somebody says, well, I just need $1 million. Well, not going to happen. All right. Somebody says, oh, I need to do, I've got renderings of new housing on Mars. Good for you. So do a lot of people. It's not going to happen. All right. At least not in, the foreseeable future where you can make a profit on it. All right. So mythology, things that are just not going to happen in the foreseeable future. I'm not going to say never. All right. But for what we're working on, no, not going to happen. All right. So what are some of the other interesting stories, examples that I've had? The one where the guy wanted to file a patent on a spaceship that was going to land on Earth so God could have a one-on-one meeting with you. Well, we said no to that one, and he was quite angry, and he kept looking for an attorney who was going to write a patent, and he found one. Now, it is not the USPTO's job to say this is a bad idea. It's only their job to say it's new and novel. Good luck. Where do you think he probably is since he was living in his father's basement? Not making any money. All right. So what we look at is, can you make money at something? Can we make it at a price the consumer is willing to pay for it? When I get somebody that says, well, I'm just going to decide how much they're going to pay. No, you're not, because the consumer is God when it comes to pricing. And you don't get to just dictate how much it's going to be. If you were Apple, you might be able to get away with that. You're not. We have to be smarter. All right. So mythology. You are going to make a buttload of money. Sorry, we do kid stuff here. You are going to make a big basket full of money. Probably not. All right? Probably not. For most inventors, licensing means you're going to make extra disposable income. On average, there are some people who really do make a good income from licensing or inventing in general. All right? But most of the time, and what we look is for generalities. You pay for a nice vacation, you make a car payment, you might make a house payment. And as it grows, you may be able to quit your day job, but for most inventors, it's extra disposable income. Well, what's wrong with that? All right. One of the secrets in life is to not be too greedy. And when you are, you tend to end up in a world of debt with nothing to show for it. Okay. So I think you're able to see where the pendulum's swinging. Fact, fiction. All right. Don't date about buying an island. All right. I keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. All right. No little umbrella drinks in Tahiti. This is hard work, and we are going to take it one step at a time. We want you to get to that point where if you are able to quit your day job and just manage this, that's good. Okay. If you're lucky enough to be one of the ones that gets extra disposable income, that's good too. All right. That you're going to have to 50-50 split with the licensee. Fiction. All right. No, you've put in, if you were smart, all right, you only put in maybe $15,000 into this. All right. You've gotten a good patent filed, and you've gotten some sexy prototypes. Maybe some more if you've got access to the funding, or if you used AOS for the funding, you had a short run done. So your input may be small. Archimedes Offspring may have put more into it to get it teed up for the marketplace. So What we're doing then is trying to look at what your outlay is. The licensee is going to put up to $500,000 in getting something to the marketplace. That's why we use the licensees, because you don't have $250,000, $500,000 that you can throw at this, right? For most inventors, they don't have the financial ability to do the heavy lifting. So we look for licensing, right? So guess what? They still have to deal with the multiple of 5, and you're going to get on average 5% of the wholesale price. You're not going to tell them they have to split the profits with you 50-50. Not going to happen. When I get an inventor that says, well, this is what I'm going to demand, it's like, really wish you the best of luck. All right. Fiction over here. All right. Fact, 5% of wholesale. That's the way it goes. All right. So these are just some of the things that I deal with on a daily basis to try to help inventors understand the difference between fact and fiction. This mythology thing going over here, fantasy land, I can't work there. All right. My day-to-day work is over here in fact land. All right. So when we're going through these exercises, I want to make sure that you understand fact from fiction, and that when you call me, you understand. One of the reasons I have really good contacts with licensees is because they know I've educated the inventor. They don't have time for that. The other thing, I cannot tell you how many times I get an email that is just line after line of the inventor's story. I don't need your story. All right. You may have a good story, write a book. What I need to know is, what did you invent? Can we get a patent on it? That's what I help you decide. Can we file good intellectual property? Can it be made at a price the consumer is willing to pay for it? So what did you invent? What problem did you solve? All right. Those are kind of flip-flops. What problem did you solve? Can we patent it? Can we make it for a profit? Getting out the door. All right. That's what we need to know. And I know people, good licensees, that's all, they want that elevator pitch. You need to be able to tell them in 30 seconds or less what's going on. They don't have time for your life story, and likewise, they really don't care, right? If they want to know, they will ask. Respect the person, right? So that when, they're saying, all right, so, tell me this, they will ask specific questions, all right? I will ask specific questions. I had an inventor a few years ago, had a really cool product. She was invited to present this to a board of directors for a company that was thinking of licensing it. And she goes, I want to practice my pitch on you. And okay. So we got on camera. She was practicing. And I said, no. All right. These are board of directors, for goodness sakes. They're busy. You've got 5 minutes. You can make it or break it. That's it. If they want to know more, they will ask more. So what problem did you solve? Can we file a patent on it? Can you make it at a price the consumer is willing to pay for it? That's in a nutshell. Anybody you're presenting to, they want to know more, they will ask more. So this mythology, this fantasy land over here that somebody just wants to know your life story and how you came up with it. No, pretty much not. All right, everybody's busy. All right, so when you've got more questions like this, it's my job to answer them. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. And I'm happy to explain this to you, and might even use your idea in one of my videos. So that's what we're looking at, is really then, what are the facts about getting a product to the market? It's going to take money. You can leverage what you've got and go with the AOS funding. All right. Not a bad idea. Don't spend all of your cash. You are going to need it down the road, believe it or not, even with the funding. Sometimes you'll say, I want to be able to do this. All right. That's wonderful. But now you've got a little bit of money to spend on it because AOS is doing the heavy lifting. When we license something, the licensee does all the heavy lifting. You're going to get 5% of wholesale. All right. Nobody is dying to give you money. That I had a guy today. It's like, well, I'm looking for an investor and we need $1 million. Really wish you the best of luck. You're going to spend all your time looking for the money instead of licensing. Absolutely against licensing, because they wanted to do a startup. He's got a team around it. He wants to do a startup. You know what? Good luck with that $1 million thing, because even if you find it, your biggest issue is going to be placement. When they say, well, I've already got a contact with this group, or I've already got a contact. A contact doesn't mean squat in the real world. Mythology, fantasy land over here, your contacts until they are willing to sign a contract. Nope. They really don't want to deal with an inventor who's got just one SKU. You are their worst nightmare, and they are yours. they could end up sending you an invoice because the barcode was in the wrong position. Why risk it? Somebody sues you, they can have you bankrupt in a nanosecond. Why risk it? All right. A licensee is going to be the one that fights the battle, pays the big bills, does the product liability insurance, fights any infringement battles. Good Lord. All right. So feet firmly planted on the ground. Mythology stuff, movies, late night reading, not for the business world. My name is Rita Crompton, President and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. Tomorrow we're going to talk about inventor DNA. I had an interesting question about that one day. Talk to you tomorrow.